everybody, it's Elizabeth with the Carnegie Library, and today we're going to do a summer Carnegie Cooks where we are going to make a vanilla simple syrup, and to use that vanilla simple syrup we are also going to make a cold brew coffee so we can have a nice iced coffee. Should be just as good as anything you can get at Starbucks. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is make the simple syrup. Now you can do this on the stovetop, or you can also do it in the microwave, which is what we're going to do here today. And you want your sugar and your water in a simple syrup to be approximately 1-to-1, but a little heavier on the sugar than on the water. So if you use a cup of sugar or a cup of water, then you want to add just a little over a cup of sugar. I'm going to do 3/4 cup of water and a 3/4 measure of sugar, and then toss a little extra in to top it off. And I'm doing this in a microwave safe glass Pyrex bowl. And we're going to make a vanilla simple syrup. So I also have some vanilla here that's got the seeds in it, so it's scraped straight out of the bean. And we're going to put that in at the last. So you don't have to put that in while the sugar and water are cooking in the microwave, because as it sits, that vanilla will infuse the simple syrup. 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Toss a little extra in. Make sure it's plenty sweet. We'll give that a good stir. And then we're going to microwave it. I'm going to start with 2 minutes, and then I'm going to stir and see where it is. And you just want to microwave it until it just boils and starts to get clear. So you just don't want the sugar to be cloudy anymore. Get that started. And while that's microwaving, I'll talk to you about how I make the cold brew coffee. I've got one that's already done, so I'll show you what that looks like. This is a finished one. It brews up real nice. It usually takes about overnight. And you can leave it to steep as long as you want and keep that in the fridge. So I like to buy these Maxwell House pods that would go in your regular coffee maker, and this is what they look like coming out of the pack. So it's just a coffee filter sewn together with grounds in it. You can also do completely loose grounds, or you can get the tea bags. These are the disposable kind that you would fill up with loose tea or loose coffee, and these are the reusable muslin kind. So for me, I like my coffee a little bit strong, so I put 2 of our Maxwell House pods into one, and then I fill it all the way to the top with water, and I let that sit in the refrigerator overnight. I turn it upside down a couple of times. Make sure that coffee gets good and wet, and put that in the refrigerator to steep. Or like I said, you can also do loose coffee, and you can put it directly into the container. You don't have to use a filter of any kind, but if you do that, you want to invest in one of these mesh strainers so that when you go to pour up your drink, you can strain the coffee grounds out before you pour your drink up. Or even better, invest in some of these little bags if you can't find the coffee pods that are already made, and you just fill them up with coffee grounds, a couple tablespoons or so for each bag, and tie them closed. And these are the reusable kind. Like I said, you can get the disposable kind too. And do 2 or 3 bags to make a jar this size. This is our quart jar. Let's give our sugar a stir and see how that's doing. Looks like we're almost there. It's still a little bit cloudy. Careful with your bowl. It's just a little bit cloudy still. And this bowl will be hot when it comes out at the final end, so you're going to want to let it sit a minute before you try to pour it up. And I'm going to add another minute. Let that keep on cooking. And we'll keep making some coffee here. trick is you don't want to overfill these because you want the coffee to be able to have water moving through it a little bit while it's steeping. And that's 2 tablespoons for each bag. So I think 2 bags is probably plenty for our quart jar. I'm going to get that one started. These muslin bags are great. You can see that coffee is already starting to steep a little bit because the muslin lets the water clean through it very well. Put that in the brew as well. Let's see how our sugar's doing now. Almost there. I think it needs another minute or 2. Do 1 minute on that and see how it does. So pick it up. Cold brew coffee, you know, they make it sound like it's kind of difficult, but really it's super easy. It really is just a matter of coffee water, whatever filtration you choose. And like I said, I love this mesh strainer. It helps a lot if you decide to just do a loose brew or if you can't find the pods or the bags. See how we're doing here? Oh, it looks like we're about there. All right. So that started bubbling in the microwave, and that's exactly what you want. So you want it to bubble just like it would on the stovetop. And once it does that, that sugar will go clear, and as soon as it goes clear, you're pretty much done with that. And like I said, be careful of your bowl. It'll be a little warm when it comes out of the microwave. Show you how clear that is. There's no sugar visible anymore. It's gone clear to the bottom. And that's just a good simple syrup. And the reason you want that is because we're serving this drink cold. And with cold drinks, sugar won't dissolve as easy or as fast. So I'm going to put about a teaspoonful of the vanilla bean into this mixture. So for 3/4 cup to a cup of sugar and a cup of water, you want about a teaspoon of the vanilla bean. Double that if you decide to make a larger mixture of simple syrup. And that'll turn your simple syrup a lovely golden color. I don't know if you can see that the vanilla bean is visible in it. And then I'm going to store it in a glass jar. See if I can pour this without making a giant mess. A funnel would be good to have for that. But that's not too bad. I spilled a teeny little bit, not a whole lot. There we go. A little bit of spillage, not too much. Up, you don't want to let that stick. And that is a lovely jar of vanilla bean simple syrup. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to show you what we can do with this wonderful concoction we have made. And like I said, this is going to be almost a Starbucks worthy beverage. So I'm going to get a little bit of ice to start with. Ice in our cup. I'm going to get a little cream. simple syrup with. Here we go. All right. Spoonfuls of your simple syrup is more than enough. Sweet, depending on what your sweet tooth's like. I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. And I love my caffeine drinks, which is what made me decide to try this. And then add a little creamer to top it off. And there we have a restaurant-worthy cold brew iced coffee with vanilla bean simple syrup. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope that you guys enjoy playing around with your cold brew coffee concoctions. Let me know how those turn out for you. Maybe share some videos or pictures on our post. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do check out our Instagram and our Facebook page and our website at noonandcarnegie.com for other videos and crafts and various things that we'd like to do with you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon.